الفلاح.
We don't know when he will come, but we do know where he will come from. The location is known. Now the location of the Mahdi is something that is slight dispute amongst the ulama. This is because there are two sets of ahadith regarding the Mahdi. The first set of hadith mentions that the Mahdi shall come from the east. In another narration, the country is mentioned from Khurasan. The second set of ahadith mentioned that he shall appear from Medina. Let us quote some of these ahadith and then present one opinion on the issue. Of these ahadith is the hadith mentioned in Ibn Majah and also in the Mustadrak of Al-Hakim, that the Prophet ﷺ said, and this is an authentic hadith, 3 groups of Muslims shall fight for your treasure, and each of these 3 leaders will be sons of a Khalifa. The scholars of hadith said the treasure being referred to is the treasure buried underneath the Kaaba. We don't know exactly where it is buried to this day. It was buried by the tribe of Jurhum. It was buried in the ancient times, before the coming of the Prophet ﷺ by many years. It was buried when the tribe was being attacked by a neighboring tribe, and so they gathered all of their treasures and they buried them in a location around the Kaaba, we don't know where. And they also hid the well of Zamzam. And you all know that Abdul Muttalib discovered the well of Zamzam, he rediscovered it. Okay, when this invading army was coming, they hid the well of Zamzam and they buried all of their gold and all of the money that they had, they buried it there because they didn't want the enemy tribe to take it. So that treasure, 3 princes will fight over it inside of the Haram. There shall occur battle there inside of the Haram. And the Prophet said, none of them shall win. Then he said, there shall come black flags from the east. And then a war shall ensue between the Muslims. No ummah has ever undergone such a severe war. So he is saying black flags will come from the east, meaning the lands of Khurasan. Another narration in the Musnad Imam Ahmad says, when you see these black flags, then realize that the Mahdi will be with them. So when you see the black flags, give bay'ah to the Mahdi, even if you have to crawl on snow to get to him. There is another narration which mentions as well the country, and this is Khurasan, and this is in Sunan al-Tirmidhi. Sunan al-Tirmidhi, there's a hadith that mentions, there shall come from Khurasan black flags, and they shall continue until they reach Jerusalem, and nothing will be able to stop them. They will reconquer Jerusalem. So in this hadith we find 2 facts mentioned. The first, that an army, it doesn't mention the Mahdi. The other hadith mentions there will be the Mahdi with the black flags. This hadith in Tirmidhi says there shall be an army from Khurasan. It shall march forth. Nothing will stop them until they reach Jerusalem, Bayt al-Maqdis, and they shall basically take it over. They shall free it. Once again, this hadith would be quite explicit except for one problem: it is weak. Therefore, if this hadith were authentic, we could say that one of the signs of the Mahdi is that he shall reconquer Jerusalem. And if that was the case, then in our times, of course, this is a lot of hope for us. But this hadith is not authentic. The Prophet ﷺ said in this hadith is authentic, Abu Dawood, a man shall come from Medina, from my descendants. He shall flee, run away, which means he will be scared. He's being targeted. He's being hunted down. He shall run to Mecca, seeking protection in Mecca. And the people will take him out, meaning he's in hiding. He doesn't want the people to know who he is. The people will hunt him down and take him out, and he doesn't want them to know. And they shall give him the bay'ah between the rukun and the maqam. So from this hadith, we learn that the Mahdi shall appear from Medina. The other ahadith tell us that a flag will come from Khurasan. Scholars have differed now. How do we reconcile all of these ahadith? And Allahu A'lam, it appears that the correct opinion is that the Mahdi shall be from Medina, and he shall come to the Kaaba, to Mecca, like the Prophet ﷺ said. And when he comes to Mecca and the people give bay'ah to him, and he doesn't want the bay'ah to be given. The Prophet ﷺ said that they will find him and they will force him to stand between the rukn and the maqam, and they will give bay'ah to him, and he doesn't want it. Why doesn't he want the bay'ah? Why doesn't he want to become the Khalifa? It's responsibility. He doesn't want that responsibility. So the Mahdi does not want to be the Amir. He doesn't want to be the Khalifa. The people will take him from his house, they will force him into the Kaaba and give him the bay'ah. So this seems to be the correct opinion, that will happen. Simultaneously, when this occurs, the other ahadith tell us that there's civil war taking place, right? 3 sons of the Khalifa are fighting. This hadith, we already mentioned it, right? Civil war is taking place. So in this civil war, the people turn to the Mahdi as the solution to the civil war. So they give him the bay'ah. When they give him the bay'ah, simultaneously a group of Muslims from Khurasan shall march towards the Kaaba in order to help the Mahdi and become his army. And they shall have black flags as their banners. Therefore the Prophet ﷺ said, when you see those black flags, that is the sign this is the Mahdi. You notice now, none of the ahadith that mention the black flags clearly says the Mahdi shall be from Khurasan. It says an army shall come from Khurasan with black flags. When you see that army, give bay'ah to the Mahdi. So the correct opinion appears to be, and this is the opinion I follow, the Mahdi will come from Medina to Mecca during this time of civil war. And there will be many people claiming to be the Khalifa. The people will see the Mahdi and recognize him to be the Mahdi, and they will want him to be the Khalifa. So they will force him to take the bay'ah. And when this occurs, the news will spread, an army will march forth, and they will want to be the followers of the Mahdi. And when that army marches forth, that is the sign. The Prophet ﷺ says, when you see that army, know this is the Mahdi, give him the bay'ah, even if you have to crawl on snow to get there.